Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing this morning? If you don't know, if you're not ready, in just a few minutes, eight minutes, we'll be live over on Kickers Unmasked. So for those of you that didn't know, via Facebook, via YouTube, head over to Kicker, and I'm going to be talking about tools tonight. So yeah, you definitely want to check it out. I got my rig all set up. I came back, so we got the toolbox here in the corner. We got the show. We got everything. So this is what I'll be staring at as we're on the show. They're doing their pre-roll ads right now. So I got everything all set and ready to go. Got our new toy. We got our camera. So if you guys have questions about specific tools, the magic drawer, that place there. I can switch over here to the Fernando cam. I don't have a Fernando, so he set up me a tripod. So we're good to go there. Yes, we are working on a Jeep. What are the odds, right? And the sad thing is we went from a Gladiator to a JL all in one day. I know, it's wonderful. We'll talk more about this guy tomorrow if we need to. It's getting that big Alpine restyle. It's actually the second trip in for this Jeep. We did a full system in it already with some Focal Flax and some Rockford mini amplifiers, but then he decided he wanted to pull out that 8-inch screen and go with the Alpine. So that we'll deal with that on tomorrow, but tonight, Kicker, that's what it's all about. So we got another 6 minutes. I hate this part of this, waiting those last 6 minutes before they hit the go button. Drives me crazy, I mean, we do enough lives that it's just like we're just sitting there and, oh, did you notice I got that up on the wall? Thank you. That was wonderful. But yeah, so we're going to have fun tonight. I got everything. So a little behind the scenes action. There's the bald spot looking nice and sexy. Ooh, I know, right? It doesn't look bald to me. I never have to look at it. So we're excited. Going to be a fun night. Yeah, it sucks. It's going to be on YouTube and Facebook. They go on both. So whichever one works best for you is where you're going to want to watch it. Just like the other shows that we do. But yeah, how's it going? What's your thoughts on? I really don't have many thoughts on that. We've never done them. So, I mean, if you're looking for, price point amplifiers, I think we sell some of the Scar stuff, which the RP line is pretty decent price. You also have the Kicker CS line, which is a really decent price, and also the Kenwood Exelon line, which is a really great price. So, yes, Bobby, I did. Thank you so much. Kicker for the win. You bet, Mr. William Berg. How's everything going over there? What's up? Just waiting to do this live thing with Kicker, talking about tools. There it is. That's the $1 million heatsink right there, or at least the $100,000 heatsink. I'm watching their little commercial pre-roll. We got one of these subs that's actually right there. That's the pull apart, and that's where they spent a ton of money working on the heat dissipation of this. It's just ridiculous. It was a running change on the woofer. Kicker's live in 3 minutes. Yep. But they spent a fortune on to get this to dissipate heat properly. A lot of people just think you can slap a voice coil and a surround and a spider and a magnet and just put it all together and it's going to work right. That's not the case. That's not the case at all. If you want something that's going to last and perform and do all that fun stuff. 1 versus 2, which would sound better. So when it comes to the RP stuff, to me personally, and some people have freaked out when I say this, I would much rather go up to the RP 1500 and run it at the 2 ohm as opposed to running the RP at 1 ohm. An 801 though is probably not going to be too bad because it's a smaller amplifier and it's not going to tax your electrical system so hard. But yeah, so I think you'll be okay with the 801. It's the bigger amps that, to me, it's like that 1500. I like to sell the 2000 and run that at 2 ohm instead of the 1 ohm. But all right, guys, listen, the time is getting so close. If you guys haven't logged in to YouTube to see the Kicker show tonight, make sure you do that. This is a commercial we're looking at right here. This is what I'm going to be looking at. How exciting is that? I know it's like, we're not Kicker. It's just one guy's got to work everything. But I mean, hey, whatever it takes. So we'll see you guys in a few minutes. We hope you enjoy, and make sure you good luck. Remember, keep those questions rolling. We'll dig deep into the toolbox tonight. All right, guys. We'll see you in a few. Bye. Right when we go live. Here's the fire truck. It's like right when we hit record.
I know, right?
I'm gonna say something. Woo! Okay, somebody's having a bad day.
That sucks.
You need help, man?
Maybe.
I'm glad I bought that cool arm that holds everything in place for you. Oh, no, that's nice.
I have to open it closer.
I know.
It's just backup cameras, man. Hey, backup cameras.
You love backup cameras.
Hey, backup.
What's up, Mr. Iowa?
Oh, hey, what's up, Mike?
How's it going?
Huh? How cold is over there?
Oh, I'm sure it's hot. It's got to be in the 80s.
No.
Oh, it's Iowa, man. Come on, it's in the 80s.
You think so?
Yeah, totally.
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe, probably not.
We are in the 80s.
We're definitely in the 80s. Well, I know it's been a minute since we've been on here. It's been a real hectic week, I'm not gonna lie. This has been I don't know, man. It's like every car this week has just been on a really crappy time frame.
Yeah.
And then we had it's just been nonstop crazy. So
One thing and then another.
yeah, it's like 40. It's 40 in Iowa. That's not bad.
See? Cold.
RTA Pro RTA Pro or non-Pro kit from Audio Control, main difference. All right. Funny you should ask. You know what? We'll make Audio Control happy. So if you come in here, this is your RTA right here. This is the DM RTA kit. This is all you get. You get this, you get the plug that goes here. You have to make all your accessories, which as installers, it's not a big deal. Hi, Morel. How are you doing? Wait till tomorrow, Morel. Wait till tomorrow. Tomorrow you guys get a video drop. Where's the stool?
I'm gonna get it.
I'm like, where did it go?
Well, you put it over here.
Why did I put it over there?
Take it back.
All right, so hold on. We're answering the DM RTA Pro question still. You're gonna get it?
Oh,
Okay, tall guy. So the DM RTA Pro.
let's go over there.
Going over here. What was that?
We have some.
We have some spiders. So the DM RTA Pro, you get the microphone. You get you get the Bluetooth if you're gonna be using an iPad. You get a set of probes already made up. There again, you can make this all yourself, and you can buy the microphone by itself. You can buy this by itself. We all have a bunch of these. I think it comes with this. It comes with the power.
This is the only thing you get.
Yeah, it comes with a cigarette lighter adapter. So if you're going to be using it in a car or you have a 12-volt power source. Over here is another set of test leads. You get a pocket here for your own test leads. And then up underneath this is the microphone cable. Wow, why is it so heavy?
What are you talking about?
Hold on.
It's heavy.
Oh, it felt heavier than the one I have over there. Huh, okay. Well, that was neat. You get the instruction manual, of course, comes with both. And then down here is your microphone cable and other USB cables for charging and whatnot.
Yeah.
So basically the price difference is you get this cool case. Now, if you don't need the cool case, like I said, you can buy the mic, you can buy this. I don't know how much cheaper it is, but that's there you go.
Yeah.
Both of them as a product will do the same thing.
Yes. It's just accessories.
Just you like to accessorize? Because if you do, this is the ultimate in accessorizing. All right. So with that being said, let's go back here.
This show is brought to you by Audio Control.
My budget says hybrids now. Okay.
Ooh.
So fancy. What's up, Jeff? Or as my phone calls you, Jeffrey.
Jeffrey Smith.
Carbons all the way. I found a guy selling some of the greatest subs ever. The Solo Classic, brand new, old stock. Would be a fool to run them. I mean, no, I wouldn't say you'd be a fool to run them. Just make sure you check the spiders, because a lot of the times what happens is when the speaker sits for a long period of time, the spider is what collapses on them because of gravity. They
How many
they
legs
sag.
The spider has?
8. Got a phonic piece and the CCT. Ooh, Big Dog got a mobile dog. Big Dog. A lot of dog going on there. Who let the dog out? Anyways, he's got the phonic and the CCTV tester. CCTV tester is the bomb, man. We use that. What was that, last week? We were using that almost at every car. For those of you guys who don't know, remember, you can find all these tools on dnftooldrawer.com, but the CCTV tester that he's talking about is this guy right here. It's just that. It's a CCTV for alarms and stuff like that. But what you do is you buy the adapter, and then you solder an RCA end onto it. And the other cool thing about it is it has a 12-volt output because they use 12 volts. That one. This one. There we go. This end. This is 12 volts of output. So Fernando's hooking up a. You know what?
You want to see it?
Yeah. Let's grab that. He's hooking up a backup camera right now. We'll show you the CCTV. Do you have it mounted into the car already?
No.
All right. Cool. So this is obviously when you're working on a factory radio, trying like a mirror or something like that, you're trying to find the wires for the factory backup camera, it's very important. However, in some cases, like for example, if we were going to put a front camera on here, we need to find the right place to mount that front camera. So we'll typically hook up our CCTV connector to it, and we're all set. Now, the things that will not work on is like the new Kenwood HD cameras, because they're HD, this will not function on that. But it makes it real easy to test. So
you got
power and ground.
Power and ground.
Hook them up here.
Your powers.
See, you guys are getting a bonus show since this is like the first day this week we've been on. All right, grab your RCA plugs in there. All right, go ahead and plug us in. Bum, ba, ba, ba. Ah! And there we go. So that is the backup camera functioning. Let me tip it so that the lighting doesn't get in the way. Now this camera has dynamic lines. You can see those lines that are going there, and that works off of some centripetal force. That's a tough word to say. So that's why it's going. A lot of people get excited. They're like, oh my gosh, it's moving with the car. Yeah, it is, but it's not 100%. So now if we wanted to, let's say this was gonna go onto the front of the car. Move it over here to the front of the car. We would obviously turn off those silly lines and we'd mirror image it, but like Fernando can hold it in place there, and then I can look at it and be like, yeah, that's a good spot. That'll get it. Perfect. So there you go. All right. Thank you, Fernando. You're the best. All right. Let's zoom back down here. I've been looking at the Illusion C3CX for dash for my Outback. Are there other options, or can you use 3-inch and tweeter and make your own coaxial setup? Of course you can, but that is the best of the best. That is the nicest one. I don't even know where you put those, do you? No, we haven't organized everything yet. They're just in a cabinet. Yeah, they're back there. There's a cool box. They're the best. I mean, yes, you can buy a 3.5. There's plenty of companies out there that make a nice 3.5. Every company out there makes a nice 3.5 now. Focal, Morel, Hybrid, Audison, Hertz, and every one you could possibly think of. However, if you're trying to make a coaxial fit and you don't want to do a ton of work, you just want it to be magical and do what it needs to do, then that's the speaker you want to go with. Making a brother feel special. You are. Currently watching your Honda 911. Ooh, the Mini. Yeah, that was good. I see a Morel carbon box above on the shelf. These are tomorrow, guys.
Hybrids.
This is hybrids, actually. These are hybrids. The carbons are in one of these cabinets. One of these over here.
The first one.
Is it the first one? Anyways, this box, you'll see this box tomorrow. That'll be you're gonna, Fernando. Best of the best for sure. Morel. Yep, and he's talking about the Illusions. Jeff, who's on here, he was who turned us on to those, and he had those in his car, and they were incredible. Kicker KS 3.5s are cool beans. They are, but they're not in the league because it's just 7 times the amount of money, basically, for those. How often do you guys bust out the DMRTA in the? All right, hold on. How often do you guys bust out the DMRTA? I'm in the fence. I'm pulling the trigger. So here's the thing. We don't have to pull it out that often because let me explain. Now, if we didn't have, sorry, I'm trying to get my drawer lock here. We would use it almost every day, all right? Because it's a needed thing. An RTA to measure electrical signal, to measure microphone, everything. We would use that every day. But as a lot of people know, I like to have a variety of tools that are redundant on one another. So when it comes to like what we need the RTA for, like measuring electrical signal, we have these 4 RTAs here that will do that for us. All right, so we're kind of an exception, not the norm. So I can pull one of these out, power it up. And the reason why we have so many is because we want to do multiple things. Like it just speeds up the process. But these are just as expensive as this guy here. But that's why we have them all, because each one serves a specific purpose. The nice thing is this one RTA will do everything that each one of these will do. It'll do a better job at it because you can do more. But it's just, we have these. So I don't know if that makes any sense, but if I was on a desert island and I could only bring one RTA with me and I had a laptop, I would bring this because I could do way more testing with this than I can with these. Take that as you will. All right. Do I need any special adapters for T2 components in a 2015 Nissan Altima? Thanks. Yeah, you're gonna have a fun time just getting those in the door. It's really, that's, once you get them in the door, you're all set. Be real careful when you're mounting the speakers into the door. Anytime you put any speakers into the door. All right, when you're taking out those factory speakers and you're buying some brackets or you're making your own, the thing that you 100% have to watch for, which Fernando tells us every time he's in the car and you see him jabbing the flashlight into the car, is make sure that the surround for the speaker does not hit this anywhere. Nowhere. So make sure there's a good, 3/8 of an inch between the surround and this. Sometimes there's like a plastic ring around these sometimes that has to come off because the speaker might be a little bigger or the basket's a different shape or whatever. But just make sure that your speaker doesn't run. It's the best way to destroy a speaker. We see it all the time, and it's no fun, right, Fernando?
That is no fun at all.
No fun at all. Installing a car system risky for newer cars like the Accord or Camry with maybe knocking out fuses using the stock stereo. Not at all. If you want to, no, not at all. If we do the Accord, we've done a lot of Accords. The 19, 20, 21, it's all the same car. It's pretty fun. We enjoy working on it. The Camry, there again, it's not much different. The nice thing about the new Toyotas, if you get the JBL one, obviously you can use an Amp Pro, you can use an AR, piece of cake there. If you get the non-JBL ones, the new harness has all four pairs of speaker wires all by themselves. So it's just one little harness for the speaker wire now. It's like, oh my gosh, that's so awesome. Because then you can high level right in. So that's kind of nice. Do you use the RCAs that come with the Stinger kits, or do you have a preference on other RCAs? So, depends on the Stinger kits. The RCAs we will use on pretty much every install are the 4000 series, and that's it. So, Paul will buy Stinger Select as well as Stinger kits, depending on it doesn't matter which one we have, but we're only going to be using the 4000 series. That's our kind of go-to RCA. There are better RCAs out there for sure. However, for the price, the performance, and the value, we've installed thousands of these, and the failure rate is just, it's not even a percentage point of a percentage point of a percentage point. And they sound good. But yes, you can get as snazzy as you want. Like, these are the Stinger X3s?
Yeah.
These are the Stinger X3s. They're beautiful. Like, isn't that gorgeous? Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Kingdom Bell.
Yeah, perfect. 3-wheel hybrids. Ooh, yes, that's what those are up there, actually. I bought a box with a cutout diameter that's bigger than the sub itself. Am I SOL, or is there something I can do? Ooh, there's a couple different things you can do. Obviously, you could make a new front panel for it and then make the hole smaller. Or you could make the hole bigger, let's say the circumference of the outside of the woofer, and then you could make a back panel for it, and you could countersink the woofer in. All right. So, for example, let me go up front here. I think I have do I have a box up front? Hold on. Fernando has the news on. Let me just shut that off for a second. All right, I do. All right, hold on. All right, so we got our old box, the Ground Zero box that's going to be going in the Frostbite when they were in business. So as you can see right here, this is for a 12. But let's say it was too big. I could take and make this whole shape again, cut it out, square, whatever, and I could shrink the hole however much I needed to shrink it, and then I just have a double front. I could pick up some, gray trunk liner, black trunk liner, whatever it is, screw it on, and now I have a new front to the box. If it's got a port on the side, basically, it's four angles, you cut it out, and you figure it out. It's not that bad. Or if I want to, let's say, give opportunity to do something more, I could cut this hole out bigger and then make a back piece that goes in. And how you do that is you'd make the back piece that goes in, you cut it in half, you put in one piece here, you put the other piece in like this, you screw it in from the front, and then you recarpet the front of the box. And then you add some silicone or glue when you're putting those two pieces together, so you make a brand new piece of wood. Because remember, wood glue makes wood glue wood again, because that's all this stuff is sawdust and wood glue. So, but that would allow you to retain your box and not feel like like, oh man, that totally sucks. Or buy a bigger woofer. Oh, there you go. Hybrids are going in this weekend. Your thoughts on Alpine BT with 5 volts pre-out and a 24-bit deck? I'm guessing the 175 BT is the single DIN. I think it's a single DIN, yeah. Go for it. I mean, it's going to be better than most of these inexpensive single DINs out there. That's the one nice thing about Alpine as far as their single DINs concerned. They made a real nice one a couple years back, and then they haven't done anything with it. It's like, here, we still make this. The only thing that sucks about those is the Bluetooth is crap. All right? Because Bluetooth has gone way past what this radio does. But if you're getting it for that, I'm assuming you're either A, going to plug it into the USB, or B, you're going to be playing, if it's a CD player, CDs. Which no one does, so I'm hoping you're going to be plugging in via USB, but the Bluetooth is garbage. It always has been. I don't know what it is with Alpine, but they just don't do the Bluetooth very well. Is MVX any good? Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, we've used their sound treatment, we've used their wires, we've put in a couple of their amplifiers. It's stuff, it works, and it's affordable. I want to add a subwoofer and change the factory speakers on a 2015 F-150. Any recommendations? I mean, we do them all the time. If you're looking for something simple to install as far as like, oh man, I don't have to use brackets and all that stuff. Obviously, you have the Focal plug and play, which are going to be the higher end. You have the Power Base makes their version of the plug and play, which are really nice. Look identical in basket shape to the Focals. Build houses, guys. But no, those are an extremely affordable alternative. What we like to also do is put a kicker key on the front stage. So one of the real common installs we do is we'll put a kicker key onto the front tweeter mid-range, just bridge it up to the front, and we'll take a key 501 and put it onto a subwoofer like 210s or whatnot underneath the back seat. However, if you want to keep it all nice and simple, I would suggest I would go with, like, if you have a budget and you're just like, Power Base all the way around with like a Rockford P310T, which is their amplified 10-inch enclosure, will fit up underneath that back seat and be done with it. That's like going to be your, like, I got $1,500 burning a hole in my pocket kind of thing. Maybe even $1,000. I don't know. D, my friend, I might have disavowed you. I seen you singing country. Dude, that was Haley, man. Come on. I hate country. Everyone knows that. One more question on the Outback. I have 8-inch screen, not Harman. What is the best signal into the Helix V8? No Amp Pro available. Just use high-level inputs of Helix. Correct. Yes, Subaru would be just used. Yep. Yep. Yeah, because the Helix is going to give you the ability to DEQ and all that fun stuff. So, yeah, you should be fine. You guys ready to work on a Tesla? Nope. Depends, man.
There's one right there.
Yeah, it just depends. It just depends. Some of these Teslas are getting ridiculous. Like the new 3 apparently is just a nightmare to work on. So if someone ran 2 5-channels, what would be good DSP options? So if you have 2 5-channels, technically my guess is you're going to need at least a 9-channel DSP, or obviously something bigger like a 10-channel. So it would depend on what you're trying to do. The minimum DSP you could go with, of course, is the Bit Nove from Audison. That's 9 channels. And of course, everyone makes a 10 channel. So 8 to 10 would be what you'd end up with there. Like an audio control makes an 8 to 10. Pretty much everyone makes an 8 to 10, except for JL. JL is still 8 channels. So you'd want something 10 channel for sure. Unless you're going to be bridging things. So if you're going to be bridging things, remember, you just have to know what your final channel count is, and then buy a DSP that will get you there. Did you use that extra money on hot sauce?
Yes.
Fabricated suggestions for a rear door of a Dodge Durango. I got nothing. I got 6.5. I know, I suck. All right, let's fast forward here. If I'm wiring 3 amps, 1 for tower speakers, 1 for subs, and 1 for door speakers, how would be the best way to run RCAs? And do I need anything special to run 3 amps? What would be the best way to run the RCAs? So if you tower speakers, is this like a boat or is this a car? But probably you're gonna need a relay to turn on and off the amplifiers, because most preamps such as a radio or something like that, or a DSP, are designed to run maybe 2 things at best, not necessarily 3 things. So even if you have a pass-through like runs into a DSP, anything past 2, always get a relay. We have a video showing you how to wire one of those up. If the amplifiers are fused individually, obviously distribution block would be the way to go. If any one of the amplifiers does not have a fuse on it, then just go all external fuses on them. Be the safest bet. As far as getting signal, it depends what you want those to play off of. So, you know, if they're going to be in the rear, it's just what do you want them to play, and how they're going to play is just wire off that channel and go to that amplifier. Some of the amplifiers even have pass-throughs where you can, 4-channel in and it gives you a summed output, so it doesn't matter whether you fade front to rear. That still gives you a summed output. It's not crossed over. So some of the 4 channels, you'll see they have 6 RCAs on them. That's what that other output is to sum into, it thinks it's a sub amp, but it's not. So you could use that to power a soundbar, no problem. And it wouldn't matter where your front and rear is, because it's gonna play the same. What do you recommend to stop the rear deck in a sedan from rattling? Stinger overkill, or would the Ultimate be enough? Which one do you like, Fernando? Ultimate is Fernando. There you go. Get the Ultimate. Basically, you want the foam. The foam on foam is what you're going for there. The thicker, the better. The rear deck is the weakest part. So, could you post a YouTube video on the complete install of the Toyota Tacoma with the SPL shows? Once we edit it, it's not edited yet. So patience. We'll get to that in a couple weeks. Mm-hmm. It's a Jeep. No, this is a Spark. Or a Sonic.
Sonic Spark.
It's a beverage. What is the black box on the ceiling? There's a black box on the ceiling. Oh, that's an air filtration system. If we're talking about, are you talking about this with the cool Boba Fett clock on it? That is just an air filtration system that we got. Yeah, I don't know why we got it, because we never use it, but it's there and it looks cool. Fernando every now and then blasts one. We should move it into the bathroom.
That will be better.
All right, 87 battery, 85 ground, 87A don't use, 86 12 volt switched on, 30 put to for remote turn on. Yes, yeah. So the remote input would be 86. If that's, yeah, so the switched is 86, correct. That would be how to wire up a relay. How do the Alpine X components compare to the Focal Flax? I have a new RAM with 6x9s. They don't. The X-Type destroys those. They're not even in the same league. It's not even a fair comparison. You'd almost feel bad for the Focal Flax. I don't know why I saw Flax and immediately I thought Access. My bad. X or Flax?
Alpine X?
Alpine X or Focal Flax?
I would go with Focal Flax.
He would go with Focal Flax, and the reason why I think he would go with Focal Flax is because he likes that loud, bright, sharp tweeter, inverted metal dome tweeter.
It's more.
The Alpine has a bigger silk tweeter, or fabric, as it were, tweeter. So it's gonna give you two different sounds. If you like that nightclub in your face, go go with the flax, man. If you're not into that, like 100%, don't get me wrong, the X-Types still get nice and bright.
It is good.
I mean, they pull up to 40,000 hertz, bro. So they will still get nice and bright. What would you recommend for a mid-bass to go along with the Illusion 3.5 that is reasonably priced, opening as a 6x9? Well, I mean, Nick ended up running the Focal, the Flax 6.5. You can order direct if you can order parts from Orca, which is the company that owns Illusion and also distributes the Focal product. So, you know, if you have room, the Illusion 8-inch mid-bass would be awesome. But in lieu of that, then I would look into maybe going with a set of Focal Flax mid-bass for that. But you got the room. You could probably get the 8-inch in there. A lot of my questions was saying the tower speakers are in a Jeep. Oh, okay. See, all right, so here's my thing with the tower speakers on a Jeep. I would want to run them probably off of the front, but I also want to have a volume knob for them. Like, I would want to get an amp that has some form of volume knob, and if it doesn't have a volume knob, I would want to buy like the Pack volume knob, or anybody's volume knob for that matter, because I want to be able to control those, because there's going to be time when you just don't want those, and or run them off of the rear and run the other amplifier that's powering the front and rear just off of the fronts. Okay, so what you could do there is the rear speakers and the front speakers are both on the front outputs of the radio, and you can use the gain control to do your balance. So figure out what the loudest they can both play, set your gains, and then go in and turn the rears down until it's the right amount of sound, so that it's just not like that's all you hear. And then take your tubby, your sound tube bar thingy speakers, hook those up to the rear outputs of the deck. That way you can fade between front and rear, and you can turn those down, and the rest of the system will play the way it's supposed to. Or buy a volume knob. Either way. Junior on CAM Facebook on Sunday, interview with Jeff. Yes, I am. Knowledge Fest is this weekend. Everyone's just as surprised as we are. Yeah, nothing to get excited about. We're doing a class on photo editing. Raining in Kentucky. 5-star hoodie saved the day. Love it. What's up, fellas from Cincinnati?
What's your hit?
No, go ahead, hit it. It's going to be like the 10th time this week. Any ideas on making your own custom RCAs? Man, unfortunately, no. I don't. That's one of the things that I wanted to do personally for myself for a while. But then it was like, it's just a lot of work, and there's so many nice RCAs already made out there. However, when I did do my research on it, what I see is a lot of people are using microphone cable, and also they're getting the ends off of Amazon, because Amazon sells some pretty impressive ends. Another thing too is if you have a DD audio dealer anywhere around you, DD Audio makes an awesome set of DIY RCA cables. I was looking at buying those, but when we called them, they were like, yeah, just find a dealer in your area. And I was like, I don't have one. Oh, well, I don't know what to tell you. So we just kind of moved on from those, but was super impressed with their RCAs. Yeah, because I mean, there's a lot of times we just need like a 5-inch RCA. What size ABS plastic would you recommend for underneath a Dodge Ram seat, buying one piece instead of buying 1/4 inch? We always use 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch. Although, if we're going underneath the back seat, like that back seat area towards the back wall, 1/8 inch is probably going to be what you're going to want, just because depending on how high that amp is, that extra 1/8 inch could get in the way. But a lot of the times we do 1/4 inch is our go-to, but you know, best bet is to grab like a couple pieces, like a piece of cardboard that's 1/4 inch. Make sure that you sit your amps on top of it, see if it'll fit. I mean, that'd be the best way to do it. What's your thoughts on running a switch inline on the remote wire and running to, yeah, you could do that too. If you want to turn them on and off, obviously a switch on the remote turn on would do that. The only reason why I didn't suggest that is because sometimes you just want them on, you just don't need them full blast. But we did the slingshot that we did. We ended up putting a toggle switch on the tubbies that we did in that, along with a volume knob. So it has both. So yeah, that would work too. Hoping the speaker change will solve the harshness. Huh? I hate that. Sounds like somebody's beating on the door.
Somebody's like knocking on the door.
It sounds like it, but it's not. Okay. Hey, America Sound from Brazil's in the house. Woo!
Brazil.
Brazil in the house. You having a fun time?
Yes, of course.
What is this? This is what I was looking at. What is this?
That's fun.
Oh, okay. It's just random foam. All right, never mind.
Good.
So for those of you guys, tip of the
Take the
day.
other side. You pick one. Take the other.
I'm sorry. Get that out of the way. Tip of the day comes to us via Fernando, as if we hadn't done enough already. This is a 4-foot air conditioning zip tie. This is what they use to zip tie up in your attics. You can buy them at Lowe's or Home Depot in a bag of like 12. And or you find a guy that does air conditioning, and chances are good he's gonna have, just say, hey man, can you keep some of your scraps for us? Like just the cutoff pieces, because you're gonna cut the zip tie out. They make the best, as you can see right here. Here's the end of it right here. What we typically do is we tape 2 of them together or 3 of them together, depending on how long we need to, and then we can cut them back apart. But zip ties, baby. On the audio control DSP, what is the difference between the level control and the gain? So you set the gain first, and that's gonna be the maximum amount of sound that's gonna come out of the DSP. And then level control is when you need to cut. So for example, let's say you have a Kenwood head unit. It's going into a DM608. That's a 5 volt output. You have your crossovers and all that crap off, and you set your gain. So you do your negative 5 dB or 0 dB or whatever it is you want to do. You're going to use that gain control to set that. That's going to be the max amount you're going to get out of it, unless you do a positive on any of the EQ bands. Like if you go positive 4 or 5, well then you're going to be 9 dB. You get it. Okay. The level control now is so when I'm sitting in the car, let's say the passenger tweeter is louder than the driver's tweeter, or vice versa. I can use the level control now to turn one of those down. So let's say when I'm looking at my RTA, it would be the driver's tweeter that's louder, by the way. And I'm looking at it, and it's a lot louder than I just set up my passenger tweeter. I'm going to pull the level down. So let's say I pull the level down 6 dB. Now I'm 6 dB below my loudest point. In most of the bands that I've just leveled down, I've fixed most of my problems. I may need to pull up now on a couple bands just to level so they match, but that's what level control does. It allows us to quickly lower that signal down, and then we can just take individual bands and get them to match a lot quicker and a lot better. You can also use that to help control your center image. So let's say you get your time alignment perfect, it's perfect, but yet it's still playing a little to the left or a little to the right. If you turn down the volume or the level on that channel, it'll help steer that center channel back in place. All right. Yo, recommend for glue to glue these tweeters to the plastic factory tweeter pods. I mean, if you got to do it, CA glue is what you use. Mobile Solutions, mobilesolutions-usa.com. Mark pimps them all the time. We buy stuff from them. But yeah, they have awesome CA glue that you can buy. I would pick that up. You just want to make sure you're real careful with it. I believe their stuff doesn't, you just got to be careful with it. It's sticky and it goes everywhere. What speaker with color changing LEDs do you recommend for the sound good, reasonable price? I mean, everyone now is making those color changing LEDs.
Stinger.
Stinger makes them, DS18 makes them. I think Kicker even makes them to sell now. But yeah, just I don't know if any one is better than the other. That was my yesterday, tapping lights on the doors. I missed your recommendations for the F-150. I had a call that came in. I obviously go back once this is over and you can check it out. We gave you a whole bunch of recommendations on that. But basically it came down to maybe go look at either the Focal, the power base, and possibly doing an amplified Rockford P300 10T underneath the back seat. But we gave you a couple other things, so it's all in there. How are tweeters on KS components? Saw you're installing them in Haley's car with the 200.4. Think of running the same setup. Currently have Rockford 6.5s with PEI tweeters and are harsh. Yes, they are harsh. They're definitely harsh. These will be less harsh for sure. It's an excellent little system. So, all right, couple things to look into. If you think those are harsh and you would like something that's less harsh, check out some Maximus from Morel. They make the 6.5-inch Maximus. All right, it's a reasonably priced set of Morels, and that'll definitely kill your harshness. These are not going to be harsh at all. It's a smooth dome tweeter. But the KS are exceptional. They sound really well too, but obviously I like to give people more than one choice. I was hoping speaker okay. Yes, it will. Hey fellas, would you guys retune the system you installed in my ST? Of course. Yes. Why wouldn't we? You just got to make an appointment. What could cause a tweeter to be harshy? A lot of things. For one, the tweeter itself could be harshy, an improper crossover point, placement, type of tweeter, power going to tweeter, type of tweeter. Hello, will the Access DSP override the stock EQ settings from Chevy Camaro 2016? No, not at all. If you have the Boston acoustic stereo in there, it's a preamp out of the radio into the factory amplifier. It just flat going into the factory Boston acoustic amplifier. Some of them have the outboard amplifier. So some of the Camaros have outboard amplifiers in the trunk. There's the premium one, there's the non-premium one, and then there's the base model. The base model has no outboard amplifier at all, and it's in the kick. It doesn't bypass the factory amplifier if that's what you have. If you have any version of it that has any form of amplifier in the trunk, it's variable voltage output into that amplifier. You literally just have to solder out RCAs. So from that, I guess technically it would. I don't know, but yeah. Love your videos. Appreciate it. No problem. 05G35 wants to install a radio. Which harness do you use? What year is yours?
Same thing.
05? We had Jeff get us the Scotia kit. Yeah, it's a 7550.
But yeah, Scotia kit, that would be the best.
If you can find the Scotia kit still, that was the hard part we ran into. Has separate CD player. Doesn't matter. What are good shallow 10-inch subwoofers with good bass? Our go-to shallow mount 10-inch subwoofer is going to be the Kicker Comp RT. We sell a ton of those. If you're building your own box tone, you have a little bit more money and you have some higher power, you might want to check out the L7Ts. Those are really nice. That's the higher end shallow square woofer. Pound crazy. Rockford also, if you like the rounds, Rockford also makes the T1 10-inch shallow. Focal has the Flax 10-inch shallow that's really nice, and just depends on your budget. I've even heard a pair of the shallow mount scars that are nice. The problem is that you have to keep them. Just because something is shallow doesn't mean it'll go in a shallow location. So for example, like the scars will not go in a shallow location. You can't downfire them or anything like that because they stick out really far. Just like the Rockford T1 shallows comes with a grill because they stick out of the box a good 2.5 inches. So you got to have room. Whereas, shallow, that'd be the Comp RTs. Fernando, magic behind you. You pulling the cable through? Yes, he is. He's the man.
You gotta put some
soap
in there.
Camaro to use the Pioneer modular radio setup. Hopefully we'll see a video in the future. I don't have the Camaro anymore, but if someone ever brings one in. Yeah, but no, that's the newer one. Heard there's a Metro adapter for the Chevy Camaros. There is, and it's for the floating screen. Yeah. So what the weird part is AMP actually built the one for the high 10 to go in there, and then that just disappeared. I didn't understand that.
Stereo production.
Yeah, it was weird because they had the whole thing. We actually saw it in a car working, and then it didn't ever come out.
Who are you gonna call?
God. Which is weird because I don't understand. They spent all that money developing that kit, and then it just didn't happen. It's bizarre. I guess I don't know. Oh yeah, so the 2016 through 2021 Metro adapter. it's not going to fix the EQ because it's not reprogramming the radio. It's just high level. But even still, on that new body style, all those things I said were for the new body style. If it has any one of the amplifiers in the back, it's variable voltage into that amplifier. Or if it's the premium sound system, it will be the Nav TV AVB interface, which is going to be really expensive. So maybe stick with the Metra. Just use it as a preamp. The one thing the Metra will do, though, that is important, is it will control the chime volume. I think that's the most important thing, is that it'll tone that chime down. Made an appointment with Marty in Naperville. We'll be doing my install. Oh,
Nice.
just talked to him last week.
Morning.
How long have we been on? We've been on a while. Hey, listen, I would love to stay in chat as long as I possibly could. However, I got to get going. I got to get to my part on this. And, Fernando's showing me up getting all his part done. That means he'll be done before me, which sucks. But listen, if you guys want to have some fun tonight, make sure to head over to Hi-Fi Vegas channel.
That's right.
Where you can hear reverse polarity.
Yeah.
Did I get it right that time?
Yes.
You can hear us talk. The show is reverse polarity. We talk and have a great time, and we cuss and we drink, and it's wonderful.
Oh, you guys drink?
I usually have a ginger ale bold.
Okay.
I mean, it's drink of choice. Yours is whatever you like. Mine is that. Make sure you head over tonight. It's at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, and of course tomorrow morning, Friday, 9 o'clock. Dean and Fernando's Car Stereo Clips, the YouTube channel.
That's right.
We will have the news. We're going to talk about news stuff, and then Saturday.
It's not news.
Saturday we will be a little late. Saturday we'll be going in about 6:30, maybe 6:45, because we have a class we have to teach before that. So if we're a little late on Saturday, please be patient.
Yep.
We will get on as fast as we can.
Definitely.
Oh, that sucks.
Play some.
There again, I would call Illusion and ask, because they have parts. Okay, they will. It's their company. Orca owns them. It's all good. All right, guys. Listen, that's it for now. We'll talk to you tomorrow. You guys have a great rest of your day.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Good afternoon, everyone. Holy cow, what a day it has been. Would you agree, Fernando?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We have a Buick. I know, right? It's just like the commercials.
That's what I told them.
So this is a weird one. This is a 2012, and it has this screen up top here, and it had this funky radio mounted down here. And Spiral Audio is the only people that make an adapter for it. Now the bummer thing is that you lose the top monitor. It's gone. However, Spiral has come out with a unique way that all the features that were up here, if you press and hold the source button, uses the backup camera to move them all into the radio. So for example, we go to vehicle settings, and here is all my gauge cluster stuff, all the stuff that's controlled from the car that would be up there normally is now located here. And we can go for infotainment settings, language, all those cool things that you lost are relocated into the radio, and they do it through the backup camera. So if you notice at the top it said, let me do it one more time. So if you notice right here, it says never depend solely on the camera, but that's how they're allowing you to get to it. And then they use the buttons here to give you access to it. So it's kind of a neat way to do a kit, because obviously like iData would be nice, but iData is probably not going to touch this car anytime soon. Because how many of these did they sell? But over in Europe, where Connect 2 is, which is the Spiral Audio's just rebranded Connect 2 equipment, this is a pretty popular car because it's a small SUV. It's probably called something else over there, and GM just relabeled it a Buick, and there you go. But gave us the ability to put a new CarPlay, update this thing. It's got an ILX W650 in it. She also added a Rockford P300. Fernando's got to go get this around because our day is slowly ending here. What's up, Vega? Awesome reverse polarity yesterday. It's kind of funny you mentioned that. I thought it was an awesome show. I really enjoyed doing reverse polarity. If you guys get an opportunity to watch it, it's a different take on car audio. We talk about car audio, but we also talk about some of the other interests we have. Like right now, Vega's on an 80 pop cultures kick, so we had a bunch of Q&A as far as, have you ever tried like Jello pudding pops? Who remembers a Jello pudding pop? Whatever happened to those? I have never been able to get a definitive answer on why those things disappeared, right? So anyways, we talk about stuff like that, and of course then we get to the, you know, car stereo stuff. But somebody complained. Somebody was like, oh, this is stupid. Why would you guys, like, you know, shouldn't you talk about car audio? And it's like, all right, Lo, to Vega's credit, he was very polite and said, hey, listen, we have several other shows that we do where we spend a lot of time talking about car audio stuff. Every now and then, though, it's nice just to kick back and talk about guy stuff. I'm from 85, and so I like throwbacks. Who doesn't like throwbacks? I mean, even 90s like a throwback. They were the bomb. I know. I just want to know what happened to them. What backup cameras do you guys normally install? Echo Master. Echo Master makes a tag cam. Basically, it's an iteration that has kept evolving from the original that we did probably 4 years ago, where we called it Dean's like favorite backup camera. They've just come out with newer and newer versions of those, and we keep using it because it's awesome. Did you program the 2012 VW EOS RR unit as a Golf or GTI in order to retain the steering wheel controls? No, we used iData and it just worked. So iData just works, man. They when you go into the information on iData, you type in EOS and it just worked. Yeah, RR. I don't know why it didn't work, but no, I didn't have to do anything. So yeah, it's weird. No, it worked for us. So odd. The only thing we ran into on that was, we programmed it for advanced camera features, and it didn't like that, which we've been finding lately on the RR stuff. It didn't like the advanced camera option. What would happen is, and I think it's more on our side than their side, when you put it into park, the camera would come back on, which I think it's a setting that we haven't figured out how to shut off yet, and I keep forgetting to ask Mark about it. But otherwise, no, that was a straightforward install. We didn't have to do anything there. Greeting from Germany. Love your shoe. I'm hoping you meant show, but if you like my shoes, that's cool too. They are unique. You know, most people don't like them, but you know, hey, it is what it is. Hello, been watching your videos on YouTube. It's a good place to watch them. Alpine X components, that much better than yours. Think of something that you like, and then think of something you love. And the reason why you love it is because it's that much better, and that would be the difference between an R and an X. They're night and day. It is funny how much better the X are. It's funny, so John Schneid, our Alpine rep, had a Jeep built, and it was an all R system. And he comes in one day and he goes, you know, it's okay. And I go, dude, why don't you put X-Type in it? He goes, I've been thinking about it. I go, well, have your boy put some X-Type in it. So 2 months later go by, he comes in, he goes, man, wow. And I go, what? He goes, dude, those X-Types, holy Jesus. I go, I know, right? That's what I was telling you. So yes, it's definitely worth the money. Just bought two L7Q class 8s. Ooh, 500 watt GTRMS would be okay to use the Alpine R mono amp at 750 watts. I don't see why not. That's a nice amp. It'll do the job. What's up from Palm Springs, California? Hey, you guys are starting to get back to normal over there. Or, well, whatever normal is. What's a good amp for 212s? Kicker CVX 2000 watts. I mean, if you like Kicker, they make the 2400. This guy right here, that guy right there. Whoa, that's the 2400. That's nice. That's a Sound Digital next to it. They make something too. Also, you can check out the CS I think the CS makes an 1800. And I think they make one above that. I'm not sure, but those are also good priced. Make sure to update the ILX 650. Latest update came out in November. Yes. Fortunately, we only have new ones and they are coming up to date. But yes, we've been checking them. The US steering wheel in the setup is only for 2008 to 2007. well, then we might have done a 2008 to 2007 because we didn't have to do anything special. It just, like I said, we didn't have to do anything special, so I don't know. Hey Dean, what do you think of CT Sound Mezzo 3-way component set? Soundman CA had them on his F-150. I have never heard them. They looked nice. Oh, hey, it's a Jeep. Huh, what are the odds of that? Head to Lake Tahoe. Ooh, yeah, why not, right? Is there any particular car you wouldn't work on and why? It's not necessarily a particular car. Right now, it's probably just a particular situation. It's not that we wouldn't want to work on it. It's more so that the juice isn't worth the squeeze, so to speak. A lot of these electric cars are coming out, and some of them are just a bear to work on. So, it's just a matter of, you know, as long as the customer understands what he's getting himself into, then yeah. But, you know, it's like, think of it this way, like a guy like some of these cars are definitely, the juice is not worth the squeeze. You know, it's like, I want to do all this work and to put in a $200 radio, and it's like, as long as they're paying for it, I'm fine. But it's when someone comes in and like, I just want this cheap stuff, and it's like, that's going to take us all day. And then they kind of get like, I don't want to pay that. Then it's like, then I don't want to do it. But that's kind of where it's at. There's no particular car that isn't like, oh, I'm not going to work on that. I mean, unless it's just crappy, disgusting car, but... got kicker L7Q class enclosure 10 today. Very impressive. I know, right? It is. It's so nice. What's up? How's it going? You guys are the best. Okay, cool. Thank you. Your thoughts on Blam Signature Series speakers? Thinking of buying them. Keep thinking of buying them. It's a great idea. Run with it. It's wonderful. It's a great speaker line designed by a great guy, Guy. Met him. He's a wonderful dude. He makes some wonderful products. So, yes. We'd probably carry him if we didn't have already so deep into everything else. And there's only so much room for speakers. Would be a good SPL woofer for space limited MR2. Well, I mean, the kicker, so I'll throw two. Kicker L7Ts and something by JL Audio. Pick one. Currently running her components, upgrading to 3-way active setup. That ought to be fun. You're going to like it. Live from Costco, it's Bobby. Do you have any experience with mats? Florida made Merca. No. Did you ever work with mats when you were there?
What?
Mats, mats?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? How'd it go? Did you like it?
Yeah, they're nice.
Okay. So what are we doing in this? We're swapping that out for that?
I don't know. We have a key here.
Okay, and the car is still on?
Radio's still on, so.
I'm excited. Is the door plugged in? Oh, yeah, the door's plugged in. Oh, that's awesome. So I'm guessing the door isn't working. All right, well, we got a lot of fun in store. Hey, listen, I'd love to stay and chat. This is just gonna be a true 5 minutes of 5-star. We gotta get back to work. Our day is closing and we still got stuff to do. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Remember, we're gonna be a little late tomorrow night. It's gonna be like 6:30 before we go live on YouTube or somewhere thereafter. So we'll talk some more tomorrow. You guys have a great rest of your day. We'll see you later. Bye. You good? You good? Yeah. You in the green room?
A green room?
You know the term green room?
No.
The green room is the waiting room before you go live. So they put you in the green room.
Oh, okay.
That's like they call it the green room.
That's what they call it.
That's why they call it the green room. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Poor Fernando. Why is he poor? He's literally just chilling out in a chair. I mean, he's got
Oh,
like.
that is a short Fernando.
No.
Yes, I am. Look, I can't touch the floor.
Oh my gosh, dude, you're terrible. Anyways,
Yeah.
yeah. You excited?
Oh, totally.
Yeah? We should shut the TV off
Yeah.
so that we don't have that going on in the background.
I just want to see how cloudy it is on Florida.
Just look out the window.
Yeah, it's easy if they tell me.
Oh my gosh, dude, that's so sad. So we're getting ready for our training that we're going to be doing here in a few. Yep. So, hey, there I am. we both randomly picked the same shirt to wear for our training. So he has on the clean wire shirt, and I have on the. We're twinsies.
Welcome to the school, guys.
Hey, we're wearing both the same uniform. Two Hagdalars paired up, no joke. LOL, like a concert in the house.
That is exactly it.
I know, right, dude?
Yes, that's a lot like.
I wish they used the one I have more, because then I would be like, hey, I can get another one.
Yeah.
But they don't, so it's like, damn.
That's nice. That's nice.
So K2s are hybrids, Fernando. Have we decided? I don't think we're there yet.
No.
We're still working on the power and the DSP side of it. We've been swamped since we put them in.
Crazy. Yeah.
We added in the second amp, but it was like we haven't had time to do anything with it.
I haven't EQ it, nothing like that.
So we're still straight up just listening to it.
Yeah.
So
They breaking in. So
they're breaking in.
break your leg.
Just don't break them. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, totally. That's what I want to do.
Anyways, the training we're gonna do tonight, just so you guys don't feel like, oh man, how come we didn't get to be part of this? For one, you'd have to be an industry guy and register for Knowledge Fest, but we're doing a training on video editing. So it's nothing like, I mean, it is. If you don't know how to video edit, obviously this is gonna be really cool. But it's a part 2 to a previous class we've done called the Digital Business Card, which is where we kind of explain why you should do videos and why you should film things and how video is better than pictures and all that other stuff, and just kind of walk people through the process, industry people on that. And then now that we've hopefully got them convinced that they should make more videos, we're going to show them how to do some basic editing. So if you guys want to see the video, think we should show them the video? No? Okay. We had to make a commercial. I think it's kind of cute, but
No,
anyway.
it's fine, but you can't.
I can't show it to him?
No.
All right. He won't let me show it to you guys. Sorry. My
No,
bad.
You can't.
I can't?
No.
All right. It's fine. We also got a box right here from iData. We were going to open it today, but we're kind of pressed for time, so we're going to wait. Because tonight, we're going to be late. Is that where you're going to go with that?
Exactly.
So tonight, we're going to be late. Tonight, we're going to be... The YouTube Live that normally starts at 6 is going to be about 6:30.
Yep.
Because this hopefully will be done by 6:20, so we need about 5 to 10 minutes to just reset everything, because we're doing this over Zoom, so it's a different form factor for us than it normally is. So we got all our cables prepped and ready to go. So all we got to do is pull plugs real quick and be ready, because we don't want you guys to feel like we missed out. Hope you all well. Stay warm. Very chilly in Central Florida. I know. I was thinking about doing a fire tonight.
Yes.
That'd be cool. I got the fire pit. We used it once, so very cool idea. Okay, can you explain the difference in your method of wiring backup cameras compared to other methods? Thanks.
Mine always work.
Pretty much.
No, and in the end of the day, it's whatever works for you.
But this is why ours works
We do
better.
it like that because
All right.
it's easy.
So here's the thing. Backup cameras need a power and a ground, right? We
Yep.
can both agree on that.
Correct.
Now, where you get that power from is going to allow you to do certain things. This is why we wired up that way. So, for example, if you have a radio and there's a camera on button on it, if you would like to use that feature, that means that camera has to be active all the time. If you connect your camera to the backup light, the only time your camera is going to be active is when your car is in reverse. All right. So if you've seen us before, where we'll sit there and we'll be on the Ken, we'll toggle between the front cam, the back cam, the front camera, the back cam, or we'll just press the button and we'll see the back cam.
Yep.
You can't do that if you wire it up the other way. So we run a power and a ground because it's just easier to ground it back with the radio along where we get power. That solves a lot of problems. So for example, if we're doing a pickup truck, there's very few grounds in the back of a pickup truck. You can kind of grab it to the frame rail, but that's 1/4-inch steel. That's a pain in the butt. Bed is not a ground. If you're in like an SUV, that's a ground plane that is 20 feet away from the battery. It could be good, but it could be bad. So by running our own power and ground forward, for one, we can view the camera anytime we want. Two, we make sure we have a good ground plane because power and ground are equal as far as their abilities. Second, that little red wire that's so annoying and doesn't do anything, it's just a red wire that's a little annoying. Now, in certain cases, tapping that red wire into the reverse, because it's just a red wire, has a red wire here and a red wire there. If it's not the kind that loops through the unit. Some of those loop through the unit and those suck. But in certain cases where we have to grab the reverse wire back at the light, well then yeah, we'll use it for that. We'll grab the reverse wire. And that is only in the time where the wire is a solo, meaning it doesn't loop back through the positive. Because if you have one that loops back through the positive, then it will turn on the reverse lights when you turn the key on, and that would be bad. So that's it. That's the reason why we do it that way. We just want to make sure all the features work in the radio, because nothing sucks worse than the guy go, hey, I pressed the cam button and nothing happened. Well, it's because it's hooked up to reverse. Well, why is it like that? Oh, because. So yeah, that's why. So the other thing too is that when you're just hooking the reverse wire up to the camera like that, it is a monitoring wire, meaning that 12 volts that the radio is looking for is a monitored wire, meaning it's not actually doing anything other than telling the radio it's in reverse. It doesn't need that 12 volts for anything.
Until it triggers that.
It's just a trigger. So it's a very low amperage trigger. Any amperage will trigger it. Well, not any amperage. Almost no amperage will trigger it. Whereas when you hook a reverse camera up to it, now you're saying that the circuit that was only designed to power a bulb also has to power a camera. So that extra 3 amps of current, though it's only 3 amps that the camera is drawing, some circuits don't like that. So that's why we do it that way. We're just trying to keep it as safe and smart as possible. What software are you using for editing? We use Final Cut. Apple guy, so Final Cut 10 or whatever, X or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, we do Final Cut. The reason why we picked Final Cut as opposed to going over Adobe, for one thing, I'm not an Adobe guy. I mean, I know I should be, and I always fight it as much as I can. But two, we started using iMovie, and when we decided it was time to switch to Final Cut, it was one of those transitions where it's like, as you guys know, we put out a ton of content, so it's not like I had a month where I could sit and figure out how to use Final Cut. We needed it to do a video that was coming up, and so it was like, hey, listen, I'm gonna switch to Final Cut tonight, and so tomorrow's videos are gonna be edited on Final Cut. iMovie and Final Cut are very similar, so like, I don't know why they just don't call it iMovie Final Cut Lite, because the layout is very similar to it, and a lot of the pieces are in the same puzzle in the sense that you can get up and run really fast with Final Cut and then kind of figure out where things are as you go, and that's what we did. And then I showed him how to use it. Best dash cam setup.
Kenwood.
I mean, they all have them. Kenwood has HD. Alpine has cameras now. Pioneer has cameras now. So the big boys are playing in this field now. So
yeah,
it's tough. Personally, I like going with the Kenwood radio with the Kenwood dash cam, so I don't have. It's just this little cool dash cam that mounts up there, because I like to be able to see the dash cam action. And
you can see it with the Kenwood radio.
You can see it with the Kenwood radio, so it acts as a monitor. So it's kind of cool. But yeah. Thoroughly enjoy my system. Thank you so much. Hey, that's good. We're glad you do. That's the whole purpose. We're glad that you're glad. Bobby, so can't ground it to the plastic on my seatbelt? You can. You can.
Totally.
It just won't work.
You can ground it anywhere.
Oh, hold on. Oh, God, I hate it when I do that. Are the KX 6.52s have more output because they're to them? Probably.
The full cows? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, that's, yeah, I'm guessing that's what he meant. Yeah. But yes.
What are we talking about?
That's not the only reason why they're loud, but that does help because you're going to get more power to them.
Power to it. Yeah.
So, instead of getting 120 watts to them, you're going to get like 200 watts to them.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But that's not all. That's a small piece, a small link in the chain of awesomeness for the K2s. I need front-facing camera so I can see another. All right, man. We're here for you, but maybe bring a family member this time. Just convince someone to come with you. Do you guys talk on the phone from your home or once you're done for the day? You two guys. No. honestly, once we shut the doors, that's it. We see each other 6 days a week, 9 hours a day. Every now and then I'll text him, but I know I'm not going to hear back from him until probably the next morning. Like, if I have something that's like, oh crap, I need to let Fernando know, I'll send him a text. And unless I've told him, like last night, I told him, I said, hey man, I'm going to send you something. Yeah. So he knew to look for it. Otherwise, when he gets home, his phone kind of just sits down and he starts playing with his kid.
That's it. Yeah.
So, and when I get home, my phone goes down and it usually stays down because I'm editing or running. And when I run, I don't take my phone because I have my watch. And my watch has my music and my phone built into it. So, yeah, we don't talk much on the weekends. Now, every now and then we'll do like trips. We'll go to like Busch Gardens or something like that. Maybe.
Well, I mean, we're here 6 days a week.
Yeah, I see enough of him, man.
Huh?
I mean, I think he needs a break from me, and I need a break from him.
Everybody needs a break.
That's why we go to work, to get away from our spouses, and then we have to come back and live with another spouse.
Exactly.
It's freaking annoying. They both want money from me, so shit. All right. Any Tesla experience yet? No, and I'm not bummed. But
yeah, we have an experience of sit down and
listen to it and go, damn, this sounds good. You're not going to do anything to this, right?
Hey.
21 F-250 steering wheel controls. Have you figured how that would work since Maestros are no updates as of yet? No. I haven't had anyone want to take the radio out of an F-250 2020 yet. 2021 yet.
I mean, all those have Apple CarPlay, no?
Yeah, they have everything.
I don't know.
I really don't think anything
Unless
changed. I don't think anything has changed on the F-250.
What?
Because I don't think it's... Because the last... What?
I broke my cutters.
I know, I have more coming. I don't know, but I would call him and see if the 2020 will flash and work.
Yeah, totally. Talk to him and see if it works.
Oh, got the Helix 12-channel DSP amp in house. It's really small, almost as small as the picture on the computer. I know, right?
Very nice.
They're very nice and cute.
Very, very nice.
I know. Nice shirts. I know.
Thank you.
Your 911 videos have me all paranoid to take my car to get an install done. Where can I find someone in the Dallas-Fort Worth area that does it right like you guys? I don't know about Dallas-Fort Worth, but if you want to check out somebody over there in Texas, Arturo, do you know what
Arturo is in San Antonio.
Yeah, who cares?
Okay.
It's still, I mean, dude, everything in Texas is a drive, all right?
Okay, so audio by Art.
Audio by Art. You can find him here on Instagram.
A-R-T.
Yes.
Audio by Art.
And
Chris Spade is there.
Yes. I would check out Audio by Art because he's very meticulous. He's a great guy. I've talked to him. We know each other. And he loves showing videos of people that have done dumb stuff and him fixing it. Yeah. So I think he's your guy. He might be worth the drive. He's a hell of a lot closer than we are. Yes, Focal, or buy a pair of carbon 6. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Tech tip of the day. I don't have one, Bobby. I gotta be honest with you. I don't
break your tools.
Yeah, don't break your tools.
Because you're gonna buy more.
Don't use flush cutters to cut plastic.
Exactly.
Tech tip right there. Use the right tool for the right job.
Yes, that is exactly it.
Cost me way less money when you do that.
That's okay.
They're buy one get one free though, so it's all right. New shirts, great look. No, these are actually old. These are the 12-volt clean wire shirts. So this is we made these shirts. You can get them. They're on Teespring. Congrats on the V12. I just got a V8. Oh yeah, there you go. I should have had a V8.
Did you get a V12?
No, they're talking about the Helix amplifiers.
Oh,
V12
I'm
V8.
like, wow.
Red Sun this weekend, dude. I'm hoping for the back of my eyes this weekend, dude. It has been dude. Let me tell you what, you guys just don't understand how crazy this week has been for us. This PowerPoint presentation that we're doing today, the first time I've had to work on this was last night. We have been slammed all week, working late. All the videos that we got to watch is the 3 videos that we actually... So this week's plan was to do taxes and this PowerPoint. And that didn't happen. It happened. It all got done, but it didn't happen the way I wanted to. I actually edited the 3 videos that went up this week, the Alpine, the Morale, and the basic pickup truck radio upgrade. I edited those last week. Like, I stayed up late, extra, like, 2 o'clock in the mornings to get those done so I could have the 3 days this week off of editing so I could get all this other stuff done. But then, like, we were having some construction done on the house, so I had to move everything out of our living room to have that done. That wasn't expected. Like, we've been calling this guy for months and months and months, and he finally goes, "I'll be there Thursday." And I was like, no. Damn it. Then we got stuck working here late a couple nights, and then...
And then you did a show.
And then I did a show, and then I forgot my mom's birthday was Wednesday, and I had to take her out for her birthday, which I'm not complaining about. It was perfectly fine, but it was just like...
There's a lot.
All these plans.
Yeah.
So I am really tired, like really freaking tired. So
What's new?
I do want to watch Red Sun, which is I was telling you about that.
Mm-hmm.
It's where Superman grew up in Russia instead of the U.S. I also want to watch the Schneider Cut, and I also want to watch what is it? The Winged Guy and the Silver Arm Dude on Disney Plus.
Oh, Falcon?
Yeah, Winter Soldier.
Silver Soldier?
Yeah. Can't decide between replacing my hybrid 6.5s with the Focal K2s or just buy the Elate Carbons. Ooh. I would go for the Elate Carbons.
Oof, the late carbons there. They're like
Yeah.
more power.
I would go for the Elate Carbons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you already have that kind of signature of the Morel because you already have a hybrid.
If you like the way the Morel sound going,
Right,
but
correct,
but
that's
see,
what
the
I'm
problem is the hybrid really isn't like, it's Morel, but it's not like,
What?
it's a little bit different Morel.
Yeah, but it's still that like
Yeah, it's
the
still,
mid bass
yeah.
is gonna be almost the same. So it's just
Well,
more power.
yeah,
you
more
know?
power, bigger design, carbon, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a tough
I'm
one.
enjoying right now the Morel.
I sound dead in my trunk door, but still have a noise that seems to be coming from the vapor barrier. Is it okay to remove? All right. Something you might want to think about trying. Don't remove the vapor barrier. You need the vapor barrier, but make the vapor barrier out of a better piece of equipment.
Replace it with something
else.
Yeah, don't
So,
remove it.
for example, a thicker piece of plastic. You can go to Home Depot. This is something I've been dying to try. You can go to Home Depot, and you know the liner that you put in like the bottom of a shower? It's a rubber mat that you put in. It's like not an 1/8 inch, but it's like maybe 3/32 of an inch.
The liner?
It's a rubber mat that you
Yeah.
can get, okay?
Yeah.
This is what I was talking about the other day. We
Okay.
get that rubber mat, we use that because you just need a weighted mat that's not gonna so pick up a heavier weighted mat, a heavier piece of vinyl to go over that, and or cut that piece out of like a 16th inch piece of plastic. But you need something there because otherwise the water is going to come into your door and that's going to suck. So you'll be trading one headache for another.
And use foam. You gotta use foam. So just.
Or you could use 1/8 inch foam. You could pick up some 1/8 inch foam and do the same thing. That would work too. Yeah. I drive 120 miles to see the guys at 5 Star, and it was worth it. Thank you. The Tesla is one of the easiest to take apart to make soundproofing on, and it really needs it. Oh, I would agree with that.
Okay.
I would agree with that wholeheartedly. But they want the car light and fuel efficient, I guess. So there's no fuel, haha, just efficient. Class D versus Class A, B for sound quality. I bet you most people couldn't tell the difference between that anymore. I feel that gap is
So thin.
so thin now that it's not the topic of conversation. And when I say that, I'm talking about quality versus quality. So a high-end Class D,
Like expensive equipment.
yeah, versus a mediocre to hi-fi
This is
Class
what
A, B.
I always say, when we talk about, like, I want a system that's sound quality. Not as exactly like for me, sound quality. We talk about like the Morels, right?
Yeah.
The Ultimo and all that stuff. That's like sound quality, like crazy stuff. The Focal M's and the Ultima.
Yeah, I mean, if you got an $800 pair of speakers,
Right. You can make it sound really nice.
if you got an $800 pair of speakers with a $10 amplifier, I think you're gonna have issues. Yeah.
Never buy it.
I think a lot of people get hung up on the small stuff.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
hey, listen, I don't want to end there, but we got to end there. Thank you guys so much for playing along with us today. We will be a little late, so make sure you tune in at 6:30.
Around like
And-
6:30.
Yeah, around like 6:30, and we'll be there. This has been 5 Minutes with 5 Star with me and him. Fernando, what do you say?
On to the next one, guys.
We'll see you guys
you
next
guys
week,
later.
or we'll
No,
see you guys
later.
tonight. All right, fine. See ya.